My biggest struggle was at the beginning getting used to university and the way of studying. That was my first big struggle, I think. Not everything went as expected. I hope to finish it in 3 years, my bachelor at least. But it took me longer. Yeah, I didn't have anyone in my family who studied at university by then, so like I didn't really need like help, but some support would have been nice. Like how do you study? How does it work here at university? I just started lectures and it was like, whoa, all this information. How do I process it? So that was, I just did it by myself without asking for support. But yeah, it would have been nice to have someone who helped me a bit with it. And the second struggle, I think, was, well, you make plans, but life catches up on you. And like when I started my research master, my father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. So I spent a lot of time taking care of him and supporting my mother. So I started a research master like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to nail this in 2 years. And then I'm going to start a PhD. But in the end, it took me almost 3.5 years to finish because of, well, circumstances in my family. So that was a second struggle for me, to find a good balance between like taking care of my family and doing a research master at the same time. I'm sure my family is proud of me as well. My parents were there when I graduated also, and even though my father was already very ill and he didn't really know what it was about, I just noticed, like from the way he looked at me, that he was proud of me. And my mother as well, yeah, they are very proud, yeah. The thing is that, like, when you go to university, people like expect you to know what you're going to do afterwards. Like, oh, you did university, so you probably will have a good job immediately. But in the end, after studying and doing a research master, I really needed to catch a breath for myself. So I was a research assistant for a while, but I did it part-time because I took care of my family as well, of my father, and supporting my mother as well. So I had a part-time job as a research assistant. And then I decided that I didn't want to do a PhD anymore. I got pregnant, so I got a child. After that, I just really needed to catch a breath. So I started a job like below my level, below university level. I worked as a secretary first. Some people think like, oh, you did university. Why are you in such a job right now? But it was okay for me to just take it slow, and it was also a good lesson. Like when you start your first job, it's not the end. Like you have a whole future of developing yourself in front of you. Like you have enough time to still develop yourself. It's not the end point, it's the starting point. And so I did. I went from a secretary to a communication officer, and I still see a lot of future prospects for myself right now. I started as a secretary, and very soon I started to do the newsletters for, like, in my job. And I really like to write. Like I did a master in Dutch literature, so I like reading, I like writing. So, well, they noticed that I was pretty good at it, so I just started to do the communication more and more. So it just went naturally, actually. Looking back, what I learned is that it's okay to ask for support if you don't know. Now I know about all the support that Utrecht University offers to the students, like when it comes to developing yourself, but also like more on a personal level. I think I would have asked for support earlier, yeah. So that's a big lesson that I learned. And another lesson is, like I said, what I said before, it's okay to not know. And during your study and career path, in the end, you will find out what works for you and what, and you decide for yourself what is important for me. Like, do I find it important to earn a lot of money, which is fine as well, or do I find it important to have a good balance between well, being there for family or for my children, and working at the same time. So yeah, these are the biggest lessons, I think.